to Daly City, Monday, November 10th, 2025. Just some housekeeping announcements before we start. To watch the live telecast, you can watch it on YouTube at www.youtube.com/ with the @ dalycitygov /streams. You can also watch it on www.dalycity.org /agendas or on Comcast channel 27. There are 3 ways to submit public comments. Number 1, submit written comments by meeting day. Submit written comments during the meeting. And number 3, attend the meeting in person. To submit written comments by meeting day, please email the city clerk at dalycity.org. Include public comment in the subject line. All written comments received by 4 p.m. on meeting day will be covered to the city council prior to the meeting. Please note any email comments received after 4 p.m. on the meeting date are not guaranteed to be received by the city council prior to the meeting. Comments are not read aloud into the record. During the meeting, you may visit www.dalycity.org /agendas to submit comments using the public comment form to address city council on a specific item or during the public comment period. And such comments are delivered to the city council and city staff during the meeting and may be read into the record at the time they are received. To speak at the meeting in person, please complete a speaker card located at the entrance to the council chamber and submit it to a staff member as early in the meeting as possible. Persons with disabilities who require auxiliary aids or services in attending or participating in this meeting should call the office of the city clerk at 650-991-8078 as soon as possible. So I'd like to call to order this meeting. The City of Daly City acknowledges that we are on the ancestral lands of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. We recognize their enduring connection to this region and honor their history, culture, and contributions. As indigenous protectors of this land, we affirm their sovereign rights as original inhabitants of this land and pay respects to the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. So if you're able to, please stand for the pledge of the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Ms. City Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni.
Present.
Ms. Perano.
Present.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, present.
Ms. Manalo.
Present.
Dr. Rod.
Present. Okay. So we have a couple of presentations today, and we're going to start off with a proclamation, National Native American Heritage Month. And I'll read off the proclamation. So, National Native American Heritage Month, whereas the history and culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by Native Americans and indigenous peoples, and whereas the contributions of Native Americans have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America today, and whereas their customs, values, and traditions are respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States, reflecting deep connections to community, stewardship of land, and preservation of heritage. And whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by President George H.W. Bush in August 1990, designating the month of November as National Native American Heritage Month. And whereas during this month, we celebrate and honor the resilience, strength, and enduring spirit of Native peoples who continue to enrich our communities through cultural expression, education, leadership, and service. And whereas in honor of National Native American Heritage Month, community celebrations, as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned, reflecting the ongoing importance of preserving and promoting Native American history and identity. And whereas the City Council meeting on November 25th, 2024, the City of Daly City adopted an official land acknowledgement statement recognizing that Daly City sits on the ancestral and unceded lands of indigenous peoples and reaffirming the city's commitment to honoring and respecting their enduring presence and contributions. And whereas the City of Daly City proudly recognizes and celebrates the significant contributions of Native Americans to our nation's history, culture, and progress, and reaffirms its commitment to promoting awareness, equity, and respect for all Indigenous communities. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Roderick Das Magdwal, Mayor and the members of the City Council of the City of Daly City, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as National Native American Heritage Month in Daly City and encourages all residents to join in recognizing and honoring the enduring contributions and heritage of Native Americans throughout the United States. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Daly City this 10th day of November 2025. And let's give them a round of applause. And with that, I would like to just open up to my colleagues on the dais just to provide some comments if you're inclined to do so. All right, Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Oh, okay, thank you,
sorry.
Mayor. Well, given I see the Faith in Action crew here, and then all of us know that we're all immigrants. If you're not Native American, it's a good reminder to remember where people come from and that how we all are here together and that we should respect and honor the Indigenous people from wherever they come from, wherever their lands come from, which I appreciate the mayor reading that out, and that the land that we stand on and what do we do to honor it? How do we cherish it? How do we develop it? How do we honor them and make sure that they're included in everything that we do and be mindful of that? Because immigrants are being targeted now, and no matter who we are, we all belong here. So I appreciate that. And to all the Native Americans, which sadly, they went from fishing their own and not taking more than they needed to getting canned salmon. And people need to learn more about the history and how they have destroyed the lands and not given the opportunities, the same opportunities for education. And the struggles still continue on a lot of these reservations that fight for that. So let's all remember that. And I'm proud that our council remembers the land acknowledgement and to remember we are all immigrants, all God's children. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. Any other comments from folks from dais? Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say thank you for your leadership in bringing this proclamation forth. Last year, we did solidify having a land acknowledgement at every meeting. We know that this is a small step in order to honor those that have been here for generations as Indigenous peoples. But, as mentioned, we will continue to honor that and that we are a city of diversity. And that this is part of our values. This is part of the values that we hold here in our community. And so we do that here. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Manalo. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I have to echo the sentiments of my colleagues here on the dais. Basically, I bet they've basically said it all already. I think what's very, very important is the continued awareness about the indigenous people, Native Americans, and it wasn't that much basically brought out to the public in the sense of awareness. But Daly City, as Councilmember Manalo says, we're different, and we honor all immigrants here in our city. So with that being said, thank you for your leadership in this, Mr. Mayor. I think it was Councilmember Manalo, during your term, we had floated the idea of the land acknowledgement. So this is good. This is very good. So it's a great day. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
you,
Vice Mayor. Councilwoman Perano.
Thank you. I think this is a good time to remember something that is happening to many Native American women. And that is, many of you might have seen where they are posting photos with a red hand of paint on their faces. This is so important because there's a hidden epidemic in North America that continues to be ignored, and the missing and murdered Indigenous women been an alarming cause of concern. So I would like to take my moment to remind people that, there is an epidemic, that there's 4 out of 5 Native women have experienced violence, making them twice as likely than any other American women to endure violence. But the most important thing is to understand that, as Councilmember DiGiovanni mentioned, there's been years of pain that the American, I would say Native Americans have gone through. And what's really important at this point, it started in 2020, where there was a report by Michelle Buckley of Hay River, and she wore a red handprint in a photo shoot to honor her sister who died when she was 14. So this is happening, and I'd just like to use my time to make awareness that it's an epidemic and it needs to be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Morano.
Mr. Mayor, I forgot
yes.
one thing. I'm sorry.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester, go right ahead.
I'm sorry I didn't make mention as we were speaking. I recall reading something on Facebook today, and it was a famous code talker, which was very instrumental in World War II. I believe he passed away just recently, within the past couple of days. And again, it was very crucial in communicating with the military. And we should not forget that. It's all the little things that go unnoticed. So I'd like to bring awareness to that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. It'd be remiss to just debunking the idea that everybody is immigrant. I think when we do the land acknowledgements, we have to recognize the colonization, the history of colonization. When I used to participate in many protests, there was a saying, we didn't cross the border crossed us. And that's basically, when we talking about Indigenous and Native American history, we have to understand that these sense of borders are things that are related to colonialism. And the folks that are here are indigenous to this land. And just want to recognize that. We had folks, Sylvia Payne, that is the regent and co-chair for the Daughters of the American Revolution and part of the San Andreas Lake chapter of Native Americans. They were supposed to come here tonight to receive the proclamation, but they're not able to come this evening. But what they wanted us to share is that they have this pamphlet out here that I'm holding up, and it's to extend an invitation to the Sanchez Adobe, which is located here in Pacifica. And I had the chance to go there for one of our meetings called the Council of Cities, maybe a couple of years back. But if you want to check it out, they actually have a really cool spot that has history and content relating to indigenous peoples of the Ramaytush Ohlone people. So Sanchez Adobe Interpretive Center, 1000 Lindemar Boulevard in Pacifica. They're open Saturday, Sunday, noon to 4, Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 4 p.m., and they close Friday and Monday. And so this would be a great chance to come and check it out. Yeah, so we'll hopefully get a chance to check it out on your free days and, learn history, right? We always talk about this idea of learning self, know history, know self, and knowing history, know self. The more conscious we are in understanding history, we have a better understanding how we can lead with courage and heart and an understanding of history. Okay, so let's get to item number 2. So I want to read this proclamation off. This proclamation's for DJ Bite Size. I know that we surprised you at 997. Want to acknowledge the homie Gus over there for putting that together today. But here it is. Here's another surprise for you. Whereas the city of Daly City is proud to recognize individuals whose extraordinary achievements uplift our community and inspire future generations. And whereas Bay Area own DJ Bite Size is an alumnus of Jefferson High School, class of 2016, has made history by becoming the first ever proud native Filipina and first female to win the prestigious DMC USA Open Championship, a milestone in both national DJ history and global turntablism culture. And whereas the DMC, or the Disco Mix Club Championships, established in 1985, are widely recognized as one of the world's most elite and competitive DJ platforms, and DJ Bitesize's 2025 victory marks a moment of unprecedented representation, not only for women and Filipinos, but for the Bay Area music community at large. When she competed at the DMC World DJ Championship in Japan, competing against the best turntablists from around the world, continue to break barriers and redefine what's possible in the art of DJing. And whereas her statement, this isn't just for me, it's for every DJ who came before me, for those still pushing the culture forward, and for the next generation who need to see that they can be yourself, rep where they're from, and still take it to the top. Exemplifies her deep commitment to cultural pride, authenticity, and mentorship. And whereas DJ Bitesize has great stages for global brands such as Nike, Facebook, and San Mateo County Fair, and has opened for artists including Usher, A-Track, Ruby Ibarra, and her proving her versatility, professionalism, and passion across every platform. And whereas beyond the turntables, DJ Bitesize is a dedicated community leader, mentor, giving back through workshops and youth outreach, and continue to inspire the next generation of DJs, especially women, Pinays, youth of color, and aspiring Filipino artists. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Roderick Das Magbois, Mayor, and the members of the City Council of the City, Daly City, do hereby proclaim November 10th, 2025 as DJ Bitesize Day. Hey. Your creativity, precision, and unmatched skill have set a new standard for excellence in the art of turntablism. You are both a world-class champion and a trailblazer, proving that greatness knows no limits. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and the City Council of the City of Daly City, this 10th day of November 2025. And with that, I'd like to open it up to my fellow colleagues on the dais. Councilwoman Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Huge congratulations on being the first female U.S. Open and also being a Filipina representing here in Daly City. You are a shining star because you are showing young women. I know you're also a mother and showing your child what's possible in your art form and really being able to really break those barriers. I mean, it is a very male-dominated field, and you are shining through, showing what culture that we have here in Daly City, and bringing that forward and bringing that DJ culture forward for the next generation. I've seen Kali actually do his thing, and it's a gift I know from you. I've seen that where he's already moving into your craft. And so as also a Jefferson alumni, you are really showing others, to dream big and to follow your passion and to show them where it'll lead you. And so huge congratulations on representing here in the Bay Area and, being from Daly City as well. And for many more accomplishments ahead. We know that this is just the beginning for you. So huge congratulations. We are so proud and thank you for giving your talent. Many times I've seen DJ Bitesize with her heart give back to the community in community events. Just being there in, whether it's in South of Market, Daly City, other areas, but, like giving with your heart and being that community DJ. But not only the community DJ, now a world-renowned DJ, globally. So Congratulations. Round of applause to you. And for breaking barriers. Thank you.
Yeah, Councilmember Perano.
First of all, I asked the mayor if DJ Bites, if she can come up,
Yeah, exactly.
so we can see you.
Right there.
Personally, I like to, as a Jefferson graduate, I want to say thank you for representing not just Jefferson, not just Daly City, but women in the world for us. So thank you for bringing your talent. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing it with the community. It's wonderful. You said you could do it in a male-dominated profession. Congratulations. Thank you for taking us with you and representing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you, Mayor. I remember when the first time, you remember that? When I saw you and I grabbed those cards, I turned around and left everybody in the line. I said, oh no, this is the one. You had like the shining star, like inside, outside, just your warmness, your goodness, your passion. It was like overflowing. So I grabbed those cards and I gave those out. So I'm gonna have to grab some more cards from you. And I was just so happy everywhere I went to tell everybody about you and give them a card and say, guess what? It's not just because it's Daly City, but this one has the talent, the God's gift, and is giving back to everybody. And for enjoyment, love, passion for your family, for all of us to enjoy, and that it's limitless for you. I see how God opened the doors for you. And I truly believe that because I felt your goodness when I approached you. You were so open, so warm, and so loving. I remember he was there as well and your family. And that to me, that really touched me as well. I was like, look at this. It's a family doing this. This is amazing. So when you go and traveling in circles and then you tell people and then you're standing out there and you have that feeling, that is something to behold. And then I make sure that every day that I make sure that if I'm somewhere and I light a candle for you and your family or what have you, because it's just limitless with you. And we are blessed to have you in our community, blessed to have you just to even be in presence here tonight, and looking forward and thank the mayor for making sure that this, and maybe you never know, that mayor, he could give you the key to the city. You never know, just saying. He's been known, and that he might be doing a little DJing himself.
I wish.
I don't know. But anyway, so thank you, congratulations. I look forward to passing out more cards because I'm so proud. You have no idea, running around and telling people. And when I heard it was you, I was like, well, that's some good music we got going on over there. And I said, look, it's her. So thank you very much. Wishing you the world. And you never forget where you come from. I know the humility that's in you. And I think humility is what keeps people grounded. And from there, you grow. So God bless you all. And good to see the family out there. And we got your back. So just let us know where you're at, and we'll be there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd first like to start off when I first signed the proclamation, and granted, I haven't heard your music, but it says DJ Bite Size. And I'm looking around in the audience, okay, which gentleman is it? And lo and behold, I just learned something. And you never judge a book by its cover. And even right now, I can't believe it's you. And while everyone else was talking, I remember back in the early 80s, my partner was an audiophile. In other words, he loved music. So we went to a store and he bought this turntable. This is in the 80s now. I didn't have a clue. And you know what he said to me? He says, you need to get one of these. And matter of fact, you should buy 2 of them. I said, what am I going to do with 2 turntables? So needless to say, I'm looking online and I'm looking for that turntable that I bought in the 80s. and it's still in the box underneath in the basement of my house.
Wow.
And because in the old days, you just put the plaque on and you just hit play, and it wasn't automatic. You had to actually take it up. But I know DJing, and when you mix, I was not into mixing. I was more into blending in those days. And so, and I'm just thinking, so the turntable is a techniques. And
Wow.
I'm just surprised. Might have to pull that thing out and then see what I can do. But I don't know. The music's different nowadays. But it's the mere thing. I mean, it was just getting started then. And for you to take the reins and your accomplishment, what you have accomplished, it makes me want to go back and say, oh, I can do this. I can do this. But thank you for that. And I really learned something this evening. I wish you continued success and the best of luck in your future endeavors. And I will definitely make it a point whenever I hear DJ Bite Size. I can probably figure out where the bite size come in because the bite size means small, huh? But excellent. And thank you for that. Thank you so much. Keep it up.
I guess,
no.
well, I'm going to say some, and then you're going to say some, right? So don't go too far. And I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to take a picture with the whole crew. I guess I want to start off with words. He's called the teacher of hip hop. And KRS-One said something like this. He said, we're not just doing hip hop, we are hip hop, right? And so it's more than the aesthetic of DJing. It's more than just the dancing, b-boying and b-girling. It's more than just doing the rhymes as an MC. It's more than just like a really pretty mural on as graffiti artists. It's about what kind of culture are we pushing, right? It's about taking things that we didn't have access to, but then using the creativity to push who you are and what you're about. And what the teacher also told me, KRS-One, was that when we talk about hip hop and hip hop culture, it's given us a purpose and identity to push who you are and what you're about. Because you're not just this person, you DJ Bite Size, or and many others that have been a practitioner in hip hop culture. And so when we talk about in the age of artificial intelligence and AI, one thing that turntablism and hip hop does is that we ground ourselves in the creativity to push our creativity forward. And it's not something that's just manufactured, right? And that's what hip hop is about, is this idea of pushing creativity, your authentic self, and pushing the art, the culture, and sense of being forward. And so the hip hop culture is transformative, and I'm just so happy as a person that was able to grow up alongside hip hop and living in a city where we have many hip hop heroes and sheroes, that you are the bearer of this culture, and that's a beautiful thing. And I just want to say thank you to you, Joel. I've known him since I moved up here back in 2002, and just time flies, and see where we're at today. And it's a beautiful thing to see hip hop discussed on the dais, but also acknowledged through our hip hop Hall of Fame. And that's something that's really big, and that's one thing that I take pride in Daly City. So if you would like to say any words, feel free.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone on the council members for acknowledging me and giving value to what I do, especially music. It really means a lot. And when I first started DJing, I never really saw this bigger picture of where I could be, where I could go. I really did it for the love of the music, and it was something to ground myself. And I'm really glad that I kept going, and I just have to shout out, praise be to God. Thank you to my family. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to my dad. My dad is back there. If he didn't immigrate to, here in the U.S. and risking it all, I wouldn't be here right now.
Wow.
Thank you to also my family, my mom, my sister's also here, my son Daly, for giving me the motivation to, just keep going. And to be able to represent for females, and I hope to always encourage everyone to really follow their dreams, because we never really know where we could go or where it would lead to.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That present you this proclamation, and maybe the family could come down. We could all take a picture all together. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wanna take a picture? Oh, I don't know.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Break those ceilings.
All right.
Oh.
That looks like additional public comment.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. Going off to City Clerk, I just had a quick question about minutes from last meeting. Do we? It's not on one of the items, so are we
Oh,
going to approve it
we'll-
for next time?
We'll be putting them on next time.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to get a point. Okay. Going off to item number 3, approval of agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for November 10, 2025?
Like to go ahead, make
Okay.
a motion.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Oral comments. So speakers are limited to 2 minutes unless modified by me, the mayor. The council cannot take any action on any matter raised under this item. So we have a handful of speaker cards here. And so our first speaker is Irene Arias. Arias. And there's going to be translation, correct? So I believe if it's under translation, we add another add time, correct?
Double that.
So it's about 4 minutes.
Muchas gracias, alcalde y miembros del consejo. Mi nombre es Irene Area, soy líder de Fe en Acción de Daly City.
Hi, my name is Irene Arias. I'm a leader of Faith in Action.
Vivo en Daly City hace 3 años con mi familia. Mi hija asiste a la escuela de Wesley y a Jefferson High School.
I live in Daly City for 3 years with my children. One goes to
Wesley.
Westlake and Jefferson High School.
Estamos aquí para pedirles que difundan la información sobre la línea de respuesta rápida para todas las personas que puedan, para que en los tiempos difíciles en los que existe tanto miedo de migración, la comunidad sepan que no están solos.
We are here to ask to spread out the information about the hotline so the community knows that they're not alone.
Okay. Esta solicitud la hago por mí, por mi familia y por toda la comunidad inmigrante.
I make this request in my name, my family, and all the community, the immigrant community.
quienes hoy en día vivimos con el miedo constante ya que no nos sentimos seguros.
We're all living in constant fear because we don't feel safe.
En lo personal, a raíz de estas redadas, nuestra vida ha dado un gran giro. Hemos tenido que evitar lo que son la recreación familiar, a no visitar lugares muy concurridos por el miedo a ser arrestado en cualquier momento.
Due to the raids, our family has been turned upside down. We are not able to have family gatherings, recreational areas, or crowded places due to the fear of ICE activity.
Ok, mi familia y yo tenemos proceso migratorio por lo cual nos toca presentarnos ante Corte de Inmigración o ICE y esto simboliza un gran temor para nosotros.
My family and I have a immigration process where we have to go into immigration court, and
Nice.
that is a very fearful thought for our family.
Nosotros como Fe en Acción hemos estado haciendo capacitaciones de Conozca su Derecho, compartiendo tarjetas rojas, amarillas y naranjas para que la comunidad que lo necesite conozca esta línea y pueda contar con el apoyo lo más inmediatamente posible.
We, as Faith in Action, has been sharing with the community red cards, yellow cards, and orange cards, so the family, the community knows their rights and that they're not alone.
Así como recibir el apoyo para presentarse a ICE o a las cortes y tener una línea veraz que verifica las posibles presencias de redadas.
Also to let them know that they can have support for people to come with them to the courts or with ICE court proceedings, and so they can see that they have support.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Fernanda Arias.
Hello, my name is Fernanda. I am a leader with Faith in Action Bay Area here in Daly City. I have been living in Daly City for 3 years, and I go to Jefferson High School. I am here to ask for your support to share more widely about the Rapid Response Hotline in the midst of immigration enforcement in our community. The current situation with ICE highly impacts my family, friends, neighbors, and overall the immigrant community. The fear of going out takes over all of us, and performing necessary tasks are being affected by this. A lot of people are scared to send their kids to school, go to work, or buy their groceries, and the list goes on. The Rapid Response Hotline is a very useful tool. It allows us to feel more secure, lets us know that we're not alone, and that there are people out there that are willing to provide information and help those being affected by ICE. Therefore, we ask you today to do what you can as council members to share about the Rapid Response Network in this time of fear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fernanda. Next up is Sandy Pryor.
Mr. Mayor, council members, my name is Sandra Pryor, and I am a leader with Faith in Action. I've lived in Daly City for more than 50 years. I retired from teaching 3 years ago. I worked in a classroom of inclusion classroom. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I worked in a classroom with inclusion children, and children have been my life for 54 years, and their families. And that is why I'm here today. We all remember the pandemic. It was disastrous on our children, on their health. When school opened up, our children thrived for connection with their friends. Right now, 5 years later, we have a real threat of deportation, families being separated from families. The threats are causing fear and a kind of self-isolation. I've heard from my neighbors that they have foregone all of the celebrations that they had in the past. They're afraid to go out. I witnessed at the swimming pool a little boy who was not wanting to go swimming, and his mother was trying to convince him to go swimming. I thought it was because he feared the water, but actually he feared that his father, who was at home, might be taken by the ice, and that he would not be able to see his father again. Just this morning, while waiting in line at the grocery store, I was conversing with other people in line, and one of the ladies, shoppers, told me that should I stop?
Go ahead and wrap up.
Okay. So at any rate, she said it's not just the immigrant families, but her daughter herself is fearing that ICE is going to come into her classroom, take away her teachers, her classmates. She asked her mom, will ICE come to our church? And she has all these plans for what she is going to do to help families and all her classmates. So the reason why I'm here is to ask you guys to support the rapid, to help us, I'm sorry, I'm
okay.
so nervous. We ask that you do what you can to share about the Rapid Response Network so that every house in Daly City can know that they are not alone.
Right.
And I thank you, and excuse my nervousness.
Sandy, you did great. Next is Nicole Beggs.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and community leaders. My name is Nicole Beggs, and I've been a proud Daly City resident for the last 20 years. Many of you know me through my work with Faith in Action Bay Area, where I've served as a leader for the past 4 years. Beyond my work with Faith in Action, I spend much of my time caring for my grandsons, volunteering as a food runner with Peninsula Food Runners, working at St. Anthony's Dining Room, prepping foods, serving food to those in need, and I'm active with many ministries at my church. I'm grateful to be here tonight and to have this chance to speak from the heart. I want to express my deep concern about the crisis many of our immigrant neighbors are facing under current immigration policies. Too many of our community members, our friends, coworkers, fellow parishioners, brothers and sisters are living in fear and uncertainty every day. This is not the Daly City I know. Our city has always stood for compassion, dignity, inclusion, and I'm asking you as our local leaders to stand with us, ensuring that clear, trustworthy information reaches those most vulnerable so they know their rights, understand the resources available to them, and feel supported by their city. Together, we can show that Daly City is a community where everyone belongs and no one is left behind. Faith in Action Bay Area would be honored to collaborate with the city and our community partners to ensure that critical information provided through our rapid response hotline reaches those who need it most. This partnership would help our most vulnerable residents feel informed, protected, and supported in uncertain times. I respectfully ask for your support in sharing information about the Rapid Response Hotline more widely so that every member of our community knows where to turn in moments of need. Thank you for your time and your leadership and your continued commitment to the people of Daly City.
Thank you, Nicole. Next, we have Bob Beggs.
Good evening, Your Honor and council members. My name is Bob Beggs. For the past 4 years, I've been honored to be a leader with Faith in Action Bay Area Daly City. I've also volunteered, you are my wife, food runner. We work at St. Anthony's Dining Room, so we like to give back a lot. I've been here since 2006, so 20 years just about. And I stand before you because many of our friends, and when I say friends, these people are like extended family for us, and our neighbors are living in fear due to the ongoing immigration enforcement efforts. This action threatens the well-being and unity of our community. We urgently need your support to ensure that every resident is aware of the rapid response hotline number that we're sharing with you this evening. By helping us share this resource more broadly, you can provide reassurance, accurate information, and critical support to families facing uncertainty. Your leadership can make this tangible difference in protecting the dignity and safety of our community. Thank you for your consideration of this vital request. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Next, we have Sandra Batista. Or Sandro, my bad.
Hello, council members and mayor. My name is Sandro Bautista Jr. I am a leader with Raíces in Faith in Action. I have come here. I also go to Skyline College, and I am a senator for Associated Students of Skyline College. Coming from a mixed status family and seeing an alarming amount of ICE arrests in the past few months has put my family, like many others, in fear. I believe that if we share the rapid response hotline, we can show our support for the undocumented community, as well as save for Daly City for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandro. Next, we have Adele Manansala. Adele.
Good evening po, everybody.
We didn't, our Filipino interpreter had to cancel, so she's going to
Okay.
speak in Filipino. I'll give an approximate idea,
For sure.
but you guys know more than me.
Ako po ay si Adelaida Manansala na isang leader sa Faith Action dito sa Daly City. Nakatira ako sa Daly City sa loob ng 6 na taon. Ako dumadalo sa simbahan at sa paralan. Narito kami upang hilingin ang sa inyo ang ipangalangap ang impormasyon tungkol sa lapid na response line lahat ng makakaya ninyo upang mga panahon na ito ang pangamba ay tungkol sa imigrasyon at malalaman kung komunidad na hindi sila nag-iisa. Yan lang po.
So her name is Adelaida Manansala. She's lived in Daly City. She's a leader with Faith in Action. She's lived in Daly City for 6 years now, and she goes to Holy Angels Church. She is here also to ask for your support to share more widely about the Rapid Response Hotline so that there can be more support for immigrants in the midst of fear in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adele. Next, we have Sochi Espinosa.
Hello and good evening. My name is Sochi Espinoza. I'm a leader with Raíces as a subgroup of Part of Faith in Action, and I attend Skyline College. I'm here to ask for your support to share more widely about the Rapid Response Hotline in the midst of immigration enforcement in our community. We've seen the increase in deportations as well as seeing it in the media. I've spoken to neighbors as well as students about concerns about impending ICE presence. Students have been afraid to come to school, and some have stopped altogether, as well as some students not even knowing what to do if approached by ICE. My own safety has been a concern for my family as well because of uncertainty, and concern continues to grow within the community, and they need support, and the response hotline is of good help. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sochi. Next, we have Ariana Faina.
Hi, my name is Ariana Fena. I'm a volunteer with Faith in Action. I have lived and worked in and around Daly City, all over the Bay Area for 30 plus years. I currently live in Pacifica at the top of Hickey, so we're very close neighbors. And I ride Daly City BART into work and have been doing so for many years. As a volunteer, part of what we do is verify any ICE activity. So, as an example, just this past Sunday, there was a call at a neighborhood over here, very close in Daly City, where people were fearful of leaving their homes. And so the hotline was called so that we could go check out and verify if ICE was actually in the area, and they were. My husband and I came over, and with Abby, we walked around the neighborhood and we passed out the orange cards and hung the cards on the doors so that everyone in the neighborhood felt very confident in their rights and the resources that are available, hence why it's so crucial. So again, we ask you to do what you can, city council members, to share the Rapid Response Network so that every household in Daly City can know they are not alone in this time of the year and forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ariana. Next, we have Brennan Duck.
My name is Brennan Duck, and my colleagues have said most of what you need to hear. But I'm just going to say that as a veteran, I know how important feeling the support of those around you is when you are in a fight, and we are all in a fight. And it is a fight for our community, for our places of gathering, and for our fellow residents. For people to feel emboldened enough to act, they need that feeling of official support that can only come from something like their city government. And so we would like that you spread the word of the Rapid Response Hotline and make sure that in any way that you can, that these people feel the support they need so that they're emboldened to act and do what they can for their community. Thank you.
Thank you, Brennan. Next, we have Andrea Mazanegos.
Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Andrea. Soy líder de Fe en Acción aquí en Daly City. Vivo en Daly City durante 9 años. Vivo aquí en West Clay. Estamos aquí para pedirle que difunde la información sobre la línea de respuesta rápida y a todas las personas que pueden, para que en estos tiempos difíciles en los que existe tanto miedo a la inmigración, la comunidad sepa que no están solos.
Good evening. My name is Andrea. I live in Daly City for 9 years. I live in Westlake, and I am here requesting that you spread the information about the Rapid Response Hotline, so all the people, to all the people possible, so they know, so the community knows that they're not alone.
Sí. Que soy una mujer inmigrante y tengo mis 2 hijos, y solo de pensar la gente que están sufriendo ahorita de separar de mi familia. Estoy aquí por la comunidad y por mis vecinos, porque como dicen los compañeros de Fe en Acción, hay mucha gente que están con mucho miedo de ya no poder salir, de ya no ir a trabajar, de ya no ir a llevar a sus hijos en la escuela. Gracias.
I'm an immigrant woman. I have 2 children, and I worry about all the suffering, all the people suffering, and about thinking about separating from my family. All the people are afraid to go out to the street or to take their children to work, to school. We think about the concerns about people not being able to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Our next speaker is Wendy Cruz.
Hola, buenas noches. Hola, buenas noches. Quiero darle gracias por la oportunidad de ahora escuchar lo que es a nosotros, pero realmente somos la comunidad.
Good evening. I want to thank you all for giving us the chance to hear us. We are the community.
Como dijeron todos, venimos por un propósito de difundir lo que es la respuesta rápida y lo que son las tarjetas. Pero realmente esta noche quiero compartirles que yo soy un testimonio de esas tarjetas y de todo el trabajo que ahora se ha hecho para la comunidad.
Like everyone already said, the purpose for us to be here today is to share the rapid response line and to share the cards to the community. And also because I am one of the person that experience what everyone in the community is going through right now.
Y perdón que no me presenté, pero mi nombre es Wendy Cruz, como lo dijo el alcalde, y tengo 20 años de vivir en Daly City. Mis hijos se han graduado en Jefferson High School, ahora están en la universidad. Y en el 2018 nosotros presentamos un proceso de migración y eso es lo que ha hecho de que nosotros trabajemos desde 2018 con la comunidad con Fe en Acción.
Sorry that I didn't introduce myself. My name is Wendy Cruz. I lived in Daly City for 20 years. My children have graduated from Jefferson High School, and they're in the university now. In 2018, we have an immigration process, and that is the reason why we are working with Faith in Action currently.
Y muchas gracias porque sé que con el apoyo de ustedes vamos a difundir más. Estamos haciendo el alcance en mucha, lo que es la comunidad, lo que es escuela, estamos trabajando, pero con el apoyo de ustedes va a ser más grande porque sabemos de que ustedes tienen donde más poder difundir lo que es lo que hacemos como comunidad.
And thank you. We know with your support and if you help us spread out the word, we will be able to give an outreach to the community and be able to let the community know about the support that we have because we know you have a lot of power. Thank you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Feliz noches. Bendiciones.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. Good night.
Next, we have Albania Fuentes.
Hello, good evening. My name is Albi. I'm a leader with Raices, a student youth group. I've been living in Daly City for 13 years, and I also go to Skyline College. I am here to ask for your support to share more widely about the rapid response hotline in the midst of immigration enforcement in our community. This is something that matters to me, and if it isn't something that already matters to you, then it should. With the rise of ICE presence in our community, I not only worry about those closest to me, but I have also heard and seen the fear in our community members. It is especially important during these times that we stick together to fight. We have students scared about ICE being on campus. As students, our focus should be our academics and not whether someone from our family, friends, or coworkers are going to be detained and or brutalized by ICE. This affects our mental health, especially as we see videos of people being brutalized by ICE. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. So we ask you today to do what you can as council members to share about the Rapid Response Network so that every household in Daly City can know that they are not alone in this time of fear. Thank you.
Thank you, Alba. Next, we have Lorena Algarejo.
Good evening. My name is Lorena Melgarejo. I'm the director of Faith in Action Bay Area. And I'm actually also somebody who answers the rapid response hotline 24 hours a day. So I get to hear the calls from the community. We've shared this with you, is the report from the past couple of months. We've had this line for 10 years now, so it's not new. The good news, as you can see the numbers, is that the community trusts our networks around the county, and folks have called. They're coming to the trainings to know their rights. We've trained now almost more than 1,000 people to be verifiers. So within minutes, we can verify rumors, and you met a couple of them over there from this area. So we have them organized by cities. So we have folks who are American-born who are coming to help to see what's going on and provide support. We're also accompanying people to court and to ICE appointments from all over the Bay Area, not just from Daly City or San Mateo, but actually people from all over the Bay are calling the hotline in San Mateo to get accompaniment. And today we accompanied 525 families to court, which is a whole bunch of folks who didn't have to go alone, knowing that this is the place where most people are getting detained. The bad news is that Daly City is actually the city where the most detentions have happened in San Mateo this year. We would like to, Mayor, at some point to have a conversation about what are ways that we can team up to make sure that we're supporting families that are affected so that they don't become homeless if their father is detained, but also how can we really spread the information. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lorena.
And make sure you take a look.
Thank you, Lorena. Next up is Melissa Mejia.
Hello,
Hi.
good evening. My name is Melissa. I'm a leader with Faith in Action here in Daly City. I'm also part of Raices. I was born and raised here in Daly City, and I also go to SF State, and I just graduated from Jefferson as well. I'm here today to ask for your support to share more widely about the Rapid Response Hotline in the midst of the immigration enforcement in our community. This is very important to me because I do not want families to be separated. They should not be separated. I was one of the affected families back in 2018. ICE came to my house and took my father away. I was kicked out of my home with a younger brother and my mom, and we had to find our own way to get a new house or somewhere to go, and it was one of the hardest moments ever. I don't want this to happen to other kids in Daly City. They should not have to deal with their father or mother or anybody in their community being taken away. This is why we want your support to share more information of what is going on in here in our community, and also to show that there is people who are willing to help and support them no matter what and what they're facing. So, thank you so much for hearing us, and I hope you take in consideration in sharing our rapid response line.
Thank you, Melissa. And last speaker is Abby Taylor.
Hello. Whoop, let's not knock that. My name is Abby Taylor. I support the Daly City Faith in Action leaders as an organizer of Faith in Action. I've also been supporting the Rapid Response Network, now as a newly trained dispatcher and an accompaniment. I think you've heard it all already. I just want to reiterate a couple points. I think the fact that Daly City has had the highest number of detentions out of all cities in the county is really concerning. and invites us to step out courageously. 3 of those happened last week. So our volunteers are amazing. Our leaders are doing what they can to share the orange cards that you have, those orange posters over there that I brought a bunch if you want any, everywhere. But also, like, you guys could do your part also. Everyone has a role in keeping our own community safe right now. We do appreciate the statements that you've made around emphasizing that ICE will not be collaborating with the police here. But there is, as I said, so much more to do to make sure that people know that there is somewhere they can turn to as soon as possible. If we get shared a video that looks like it's in Daly City, but no one calls, there's no way to support that family, there's no way to support that individual. So it's really important that people know about the hotline, know how to call the hotline. It's accessible in every language, like, we're doing what we can. So we really invite you to do the same. And if you want ideas, the experts at How to Reach the Community are right behind me. They would love to share their expertise and their community and on how to connect with their community with you guys. If you want to meet, let me know. Thank you so much.
Gabby. All right. Ray? You have one more. Ray Satori.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. I was listening here, and I really empathize with those people around us. But I remember during the time of Mayor Ray Ventura, we have the so-called sanctuary for the migrants. You have the legal rights, really. And the way I look at it, there is an atmosphere of fear now. So just like what happened in San Francisco, Mayor Lurie was able to make a diplomatic effort to the ICE. Do not disturb our city, and we will help you. I think this can be done. And because I was just listening around, I said, we, the PBRC, are also doing the advocacy on migration. And we can help also, because one thing sure about sanctuaries, for as long as you're not committing any crime, any continuing crime, you're okay. No, you don't have to worry. But if there is a crime committed, then that's the time when you have a problem. So my dear Mayor, it's a matter of making a dialogue to the ICE people, whoever they are, and we can even help you on that. Thank you very much.
You're right. All right. Not seeing any more cards. You've kept note of it, and we're going off to our next agenda item. Thank you for everybody that came and spoke. We all appreciate it. Thank you. Next up is our consent agenda. Is there any items that we want to be pulled?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull item number 5.
Okay. Seeing any other items not being pulled, can I get a motion to adopt the consent agenda, pulling number 5 for discussion?
Motion to adopt the agenda other than item 5.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Today, the item that we have in front of us, which is on consent agenda, but I wanted to pull this item because I know that we do have some folks in the audience. I'll just share with my colleagues. I'm deeply honored to sponsor this and with Mayor Dr. Rod Dasmagwal to recommend the city to designate Saramonte Library Plaza for the proposed Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy Sculpture Project. And maybe some of you would ask why. Why Dr. Jose Rizal? Dr. Jose Rizal is widely regarded as a national hero of the Philippines, and Rizal played a crucial role in the country's struggle for independence from Spanish colonial rule and made a significant contribution to the Philippine society and culture. Through peaceful reforms and intellectual resistance through his writing, he advocated for equality, justice, and independence. We are looking to partner with a nonprofit organization called the Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy International Foundation, who strives to foster a global community that is united by the values of compassion, empathy, and commitment to creating a more just and equitable society. The nonprofit's mission is founded on 4 pillars: education, cultural preservation, humanitarian initiatives, and advocacy for social justice. The foundation's proposed sculpture project, Dr. Jose Rizal Legacy, is believed to serve as a lasting testament to Rizal's invaluable contributions to literature, education, and the pursuit of freedom. And with a city that has more than 50% of its residents foreign-born, as we just had a discussion today, that, we are a city of immigrants, this sculpture is intended to serve as a guiding light for individuals and communities to become catalysts for positive change. And designating Ceremony Library Plaza as a location for the historic monument will provide Daly City the opportunity to foster cultural exchange, promote historical awareness, and celebrate the shared values of fighting for justice, liberty, and human dignity at the city's main public library. The Dr. Jose Legacy International Foundation collects donations to fund the proposed sculpture and will be solely responsible for raising the funds of this project. The foundation will work with local community-based organizations, such as, I believe, the Filipino Binding Hand Resource Center, businesses and individuals to reach their goal. Their first project was approved, installed, and celebrated in George Fellows Park in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Once the site has been designated, the foundation will work with the city on design and placement. And so, if you look at Ceremony Library, there is actually an area right to the side of the entrance where there's probably some bench, like a little cement benches. But when you look at it, it seems like there's something missing. And it's the perfect place to have this monument and tribute to Jose Rizal. Even looking at it, it seems like it's the perfect place if you were to see. And I think, Mayor Das Magwal has seen that area as well. So this is really, thank you, Leilani. Definitely on cue, right there, right? When you look at it, it's like barren and empty, and right? It seems like something should be there. And so given that he also was around education, writing, and reading, it seemed very fitting to have it right in front of the Ceremony Library. And with that, it's really a joy to be able to sponsor, and with Mayor Rod co-sponsoring, to do something like this. Not only, it's for the whole community as a whole, for the next generation to learn about the legacy and writings of Jose Rizal around justice and the pursuit of freedom, but as well as celebrate our diversity in Daly City. So with that, I'd like to first hand it over to Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Manalo, for sponsoring this important policy. I think when we talk about Jose Rizal, understanding his importance to Filipino history as a person that is very well educated, speaks many languages, a medical doctor, but with every inspiring moment, he inspired the whole country in terms of his words, writing 2 books, No Limitangere and El Filibusturismo, that created a critical mass in the Philippines to understand and unite under the identity of Filipino. Because prior to that, we had regional identities. And with his work, it created this national identity of being Filipino and the striving for independence in the Philippines. And what his work did was to inspire many Filipinos, north, south, east, and west of the Philippines, to understand why it's important to have a sense of liberation, a sense of independence. And that's why Councilmember Manalo and I felt like it was a good idea to have this statue in Daly City, which is known as kind of like the modern day Manila town, or Pinoy capital, Pinoy Pinay capital of the United States. I think when we talk about monuments, it also provides a chance to have tangible connections to history. You know, going into a library, it's like if there was a more important place to put it, it would be in the library with the Filipiniana aisle in the Sermonte library, and having access to all those books. As you enter the library, you could question, what's this monument about? Is there any books about this person? And then having a whole section that is dedicated to both Filipino and Filipino American history, it gives both Filipino and non-Filipino and then residents of Daly City to understand the importance and significance of this person and what to strive for. A person that strive for, a person that is well educated, that uses words, that was nonviolent, and was a way and a national hero of the Philippines that inspired generations of Filipinos and revolutionaries across the world. So that was one of the things why, you know, when this opportunity came to us, we had to bring it to the council, and I think it'd be I hope it opens up opportunities to have more monuments to showcase to our diverse community that these are things that are important to us and value in our community. Yeah. Councilmember Di Giovanni.
You hit it spot on. I want to thank both of you for bringing forth this, because the history of this one is similar to, and as you said, as we move forward, maybe there'll be places for other ones that even in the Latina culture and the Chilean is Isabel Allende. She lives in California. She lives in San Francisco, and she escaped she has a great history similar to, as I know, that, which is significant here. And she is an author. I know you're familiar with her, Councilmember Perano, and that we can represent her, maybe Maya Angelou, and the ones that were a lot of poetry. And then you can even have, I think it's great because it's the foundation. I don't think the other ones have as much foundations, but you're right. This is an inspiration to have like representation, and then maybe Isabel Allende and Maya Angelou, and we have so many countless ones that are right here at our front door that escaped. I know the history here of the Philippines and what went under the Spanish rule and what occurred, and then the well-educated definitely, and with an inspiration. I think it's a beginning, and it also representation of beautiful art and architecture to enhance our libraries. And we actually have more than one library, so maybe with that, when you have I think you have you guys as a little committee, and look at the other ones as well. And so, because somebody was reaching out to me saying Isabel Allende, Maya Angelou, and so forth. And I love that you said that. I think it's a great representation. Couldn't be any better. I remember when I saw that Colorado was looking into it. And I think that we just partner with them. I think that's all it is. And then people can donate. Is that correct, Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
People are able to donate individually to get it done?
Yeah, so when we talk about fiscal impact upon
Yeah,
this
there isn't
project,
any.
there's zero, and, staff could also correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, there's
Right.
like zero impact on fiscal. fiscal impact on Daly City, and this project is fully funded through donations by nonprofit.
And the impact of having the history of the person that represents the struggle and how it came out of the high literature and high the academics, as we all know, as the St. Thomas is one of the oldest universities. And we know the people in our community that are from UP Massa and other places that are highly doctors in our community. They're engineers, and whatever their vocation is, it's a representation of that. And then as we go forward, then there'll be other representations of our Latino community, as you saw tonight, and we can just do whatever to enhance the beauty, the knowledge, and I think it's great. And I think it would be the same materials as Colorado, correct?
I believe so.
That's great. Thank you. I think it's actually exciting to open the door and have that representation.
Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much. The questions around the material or whatnot, and I think what is really amazing is that it's all the cast for the monument is already done, and so it'll be replicated, and so that cost of creating the cast is already done, and so it's done in Colorado Springs. We have Tita Polly here, as well as a representative from PPRC, Ray Satori, who were at the initial meetings with Mayor and I when the idea of bringing forth the Jose Rizal Monument to Daly City. And as mentioned by our Mr. Mayor, it makes so much sense to have it here as being coined the Pinoy capital of the world. I think even just lately, if you've seen what's happened at Seafood City, Daly City has really brought in kind of, the energy, right? And when Las Vegas mentioned us, it was a real reference because Las Vegas is obviously a worldwide tourist destination, but they actually really said, wow, we're doing better than Daly City as far as having music, entertainment, and culture, right?
Yes.
And so that just shows how in the diaspora that Daly City is known for the Filipino culture and heritage, and fitting to have the second one, hopefully.
Yes.
And I know that you are also bringing this forth to other cities and states.
Four cities now are interested because from the original mold, let me explain, the foundry was able to give us kind of like, I don't know what the term is, the ability to replicate 9 more. So I don't know what you call that privilege. So you don't have to start from scratch or look for a sculptor again and sculpt it for 6 months and the foundry another 6 months. So it's ready to go. The key here and our keys of success in Colorado Springs was the Filipino American community organizations and leaders who rallied around this project and made it happen in 2.5 years. We created the foundation in 2023, and I was one of the founders. And in January 2026, I will step up to be not just the project lead for Daly City, but the president of the foundation. We have Arizona, Chandler, mayor looking to have one, and then Las Vegas, and then Houston is interested as well. So it's going to be a good project, and it's a good legacy project, and I'm proud to be part of it because when I was here, we bought our first house in Daly City in the 70s. When we were living here, I think we were 1 in 10 in terms of the neighborhood. Like every 10 house, you will find a Filipino. Now I think every other house is a Filipino. So it has grown to a critical mass. And having this monument will be source of natural pride, and for future generations, it'll be a beacon of inspiration for somebody who would had a peaceful movement to create change after 400 years of colonial rule. So, and education is top on the list. So having it close to the Daly City Library is perfect. We appreciate your support, and then we want to go forward with our collaboration. We need some help, of course, in guiding us in the structure of the pedestal or the layout of the area, whether it's benches. We need to recognize the donors and wherever. We did what we did in Colorado. We had a 5-foot pedestal, and we were able to acknowledge one side donors, one side the information about Dr. Jose Rizal. So for generations, it will be there. So we like to replicate that in Daly City. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.
Thank you.
With that, we have some questions, comments. Councilmember Piranha.
I just want to thank you for doing something like this. And I say this, and I preface by saying how important it is to have someone that the community, the Filipino community, but everybody in the community can see a person who fought for freedom. And not only that is because I think it's important to see that, to hear that.
Yes.
And to see, that someone who they shared the value of the justice and liberty and human dignity, that is huge. And something like this, I think it's a long time coming. So thank you so much for your work and
Appreciate
dedication.
it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're deeply grateful for Jocelyn Manalo and
The mayor.
Mayor
Thank you,
Doctor.
Jocelyn. Thank you.
Great
And
choice.
thank you.
Beautiful.
If you have any questions for me, I'm here.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I appreciate Councilmember Manal and yourself bringing this matter before us. In looking at this, I would feel very remiss if we didn't give Leilani Ramos a chance to explain the project. Normally, that's what happens first. Then we go into comments and thoughts. So I don't want to put Leilani on the spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you out a little, Leilani. And you always give a way out. Leilani, since you were going to be the presenter on this, is there anything that you've heard from Councilmember Manalo and the mayor and our spokesperson that is different than what you have? This gives you a way out.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, for the opportunity. I couldn't have said it more eloquently than our leaders of this project, so thank you so much.
Excellent. That's just what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to follow protocol.
I'd like to, if after Vice Mayor, I'd like to say something. Thank you.
For sure.
What's that?
No, after you.
Oh, okay. All right. Again, I think this, in listening to the presentation and adding my experience, I am familiar with the history of Dr. Jose Rizal and what he represented and what he has done for the Filipinos. So that's one thing I got out of it. And to come up with a mechanism to start, because I believe in Daly City, we don't have much in the way of representation of our various communities, which the largest community here in Daly City. So it's definitely all appropriate to me. The second part I got is what the mayor had indicated that Councilmember Di Giovanni also in regards to the diversity that this city has. Basically, what you're doing is you're opening the door.
Yes.
And at least we're bringing about awareness that there are others within our city, but this is an excellent start. And ma'am, you had made mention that like almost 1 in 10 households was Filipinos. And I'm very familiar with the law, especially in the Westlake area, as to how they discriminated. And actually, there's a book out called The Rule of Law. to which many households were basically discriminated in the past in our city. And I like to say to you, thank you so much and welcome back. Uh, You haven't forgotten your roots. And that's good. So thank you so much. I'm very, very appreciative of that fact and that you're here. I mean, everything is just falling right into place. And I just wanted to let you know that. And we're very appreciative in the collaboration and that you reached out to Councilmember Manalo and our mayor. So I want to say maraming salamat po. Okay.
Are there any, oh,
Just in addition, again, Honorable Mayor, just in addition to what has been said, when I was called by, at the time, Mayor, no, Mayor Manalo, that we are going to have Jose Rizal as the symbol of race of the Malayan, proud of the Malayan race. You know, as a Filipino here in Daly City, we have the largest ethnicity, and we should be proud of our race as a Filipino. And the question is, who is Jose Rizal? The greatest Filipino that has ever been born in the Philippines and has been one of the greatest national hero in the Philippines. And Jose Rizal wrote two noble books entitled El Puribisterismo and No Le Tangere, which serves as an ideal philosophy and inspiration for the Filipino Malayan race in Asia. Jose Rizal documented the abuses, the atrocities, social injustice, economic plunder, and political corruption in his two model books, El Polibisterismo and No Le Tangere.
Yeah.
Sad to say, still happening. Jose Rizal is an indefatigable spirit for freedom and justice for the Filipinos and stood tall in Asian people comparable with like Indira Gandhi of India, Ben Gurion of Israel, Oliver Cromwell of England, the Shogun of Japan, and Abraham Lincoln of America. This can only be proud of. And it is about time that we put this in Daly City, having the largest Filipino American here in this part of the world. And lastly, Your Honor, I would like just to quote JFK, which has been during his message in the Great Divide in Europe. Ask not what your country can do for you, but together we can do and accomplish for the freedom of man in a peaceful world and a progressive nation. With this, thank you very much, Your Honor.
thank you, Mr. Story. Thank you.
Very timely.
I promised Councilmember Manalo to follow up.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. But thank you, Tita Polly and our Commissioner Ray Satori for those words. I just wanted to clarify with Vice Mayor that there was not necessarily a protocol that was being dismissed. The current resolution is actually being co-sponsored by you and I, and so the presentation actually comes from the council members. I want to thank staff for them being able to put a staff report because Leilani was integral and also our city manager, Tom Piccolotti, for being in those meetings. But since this is coming straight from the council itself, it's actually the presentation comes from those who sponsor. So I wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. I do appreciate that. It's just a protocol I have observed in the past. The verification and validation that you've just made, I'll definitely take a note of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. I just want to, you have one more?
No,
Okay,
but
Councilmember.
I just want to clarify, but this will give you permission to start moving, right?
Yes.
Yay, that's
Okay.
great, thank you.
Um,
That's
yeah.
exciting.
Before we go on to the process, I just want to share a quote by Jose Rizal, and he said, "Those who do not know how to look back at where they came from will never reach their destination." And that's the hope for this monument, is to have folks look back, understand how they're connected to history and how can they make a positive impact in their communities. And so with that, I'd like to provide, if Councilmember Manalo would like to make the motion.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make the motion, and since we are here together in this journey, and offer you the second.
Yes. And I'd like to second. And so we'll go ahead and do a voice vote. A roll call, please. Or do we need to do a voice vote? Voice vote? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tita Polly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you very much.
All right. Off to item number 9, public hearings, adoption of the 2025 California Building Standard Codes with local amendments, repeal and replace of Title 15, Daly City Municipal Code, and we have Mario Segala.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Mario Segala. I am the Chief Building Supervisor and the building official. I'm joined here today by Fire Safety Inspector Orlando Ogden of North County Fire. Tonight's item is the adoption of the 2025 California Building Standards Code with Daly City local amendments. Every 3 years, the state updates Title 24 and local jurisdictions are required to adopt it. This cycle, our focus was simplification and alignment with state-adopted codes. Over the years, Daly City accumulated many local amendments, so many that they often created confusion for both staff and applicants. We reviewed them line by line, keeping only those justified by Daly City's coastal, climate, hillside terrain, and seismic conditions. Removing the rest reduces surprises, improves predictability, and allows everyone, contractors, engineers, architects, and city staff, to work from the same clear standards. This creates a level playing field and strengthens collaboration between staff and applicants, with the shared goal of achieving safe, compliant buildings that meet all fire and life safety requirements. Streamlining our code also supports modernization, making our permitting and inspection process more transparent, efficient, and easy to navigate as we continue expanding our digital systems. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Thank you, Mario. So I'm opening it up to my colleagues in the dais if you have any questions, comments. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
I'm just going to ask a question, and, I'm not very familiar as to the different aspects and how they may cross each other in the future, but it's my understanding that we may have issues. I see a line here, environmental determination, CEQA. And if I'm not mistaken, there may be some changes so that we can basically build more. And I'm just wondering, how would that affect what we're trying to do here tonight in approving this? We should butt heads with CEQA.
To my understanding, none of these regulations conflict with any of the CEQA requirements. The intent of the adoption is to help simplify the process.
Okay, so, go ahead, Tatum.
If I may. The CEQA determination in the staff report is the action that's happening tonight, which is the adoption of the code. The state has established exemptions, both categorical and statutory exemptions, where this project would be in alignment with that. projects that are subject to discretionary action by the council would still follow the same CEQA guidelines that are established for either the zoning or whatever other action it is. The CEQA determination here is just simply about adopting the code.
If CEQA does not apply, then we just go by the code, is what I'm hearing.
No, it's just that adopting the code is not subject to CEQA. So other
Oh, okay.
projects, if it's
Perfect.
a project,
Yeah,
yeah,
you answered
okay.
it. That's it. That is. Okay, thank you. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Are there any questions? Okay, can I get a motion to open the public hearing? I forgot to do that.
Motion to open public hearing?
Second, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Was that to open to the
Open, I
public?
forgot to open it.
Okay, so open for public comment,
Yeah,
right?
open for public
Public
comment.
hearing.
All right, so.
I don't see any speaker cards for that. Can I get a?
Motion to close?
Motion to close?
Second?
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Okay. Can I get a motion for a city attorney to read by title only?
Motion to read by title only?
Second?
Lester, second.
Okay. Oh,
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Your Honor. Mayor. This is an ordinance of the City Council of Daly City repealing and replacing specific sections of Title 15 of the Daly City Municipal Code regarding the building code. Thank you.
okay. Do you have to second that? I can't. No.
I think that's
Okay.
it.
Can we have a council member introduce the ordinance?
Mr. Mayor, why don't you introduce?
Okay. I'll go ahead and introduce the ordinance. Okay, so it's the adoption of 2025 California Building Standard Codes with local amendments, repeal and replace of Title 15, Daly City Municipal Code.
Second?
Do we have to do a voice vote or anything?
No, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you, Orlando. All right. Moving on to communications, item number 10. Finding of public convenience and necessity, PCN-08-25-016871, to sell alcoholic beverages for off-site consumption at grocery outlet at 6100 Mission Street. And we have Mr. Van Lockhausen for the report.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. This is a request for public convenience and necessity by Grocery Outlet. As most of you are probably aware, Grocery Outlet will be locating a new store at 6100 Mission Street. The applicant is proposing to sell beer, wine, and distilled spirits, so it's a Type 21 license. There are currently 6 Type 21 licenses in the census tract, where only 2 are normally allowed, so it's an area of overconcentration. So the Department of Alcohol and Beverage Control requires that the City Council issue a finding of public convenience and necessity to allow, in this case, Grocery Outlet to sell beer, wine, and distilled spirits. The staff report outlines some of the details of the business's operation, the hours of operation, for example. And the applicant's also got a presentation that he'd like to share with the City Council, and without any further use of time, we'll probably just go right into that if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. My name is Steve Rawlings. I am a consultant to grocery outlet stores, helping them with permits necessary to sell alcohol at their stores here in the state of California. Also joining me, we have 3 representatives from Grocery Outlet. We have Joe Tanner, who's the Director of Entitlements, Raquel Ortiz, who's Compliance Manager, and Jin Kim, who's got the job of opening up new stores. So anyway, they're here with me this evening for any questions you have. I like to share this with folks. You all may or may not be familiar with grocery outlet stores, so I always like to take time and just give you a visual on what the store's like. This particular store is, I believe, is about a 13,000 square foot store. And we have 284 stores here in the state of California, and it's my understanding, I think, that all of those stores do inventory alcoholic beverages. It's a common inventory item, not only here in California, but in the other states that we serve. Next slide. This is just a quick floor plan of what the store is going to look like. I like to point out where our alcohol display area is and also give you a feel that this is a pretty small percentage of our sales area. We are committed to being a full-service grocery store. If you notice the alcohol display up there in the upper left-hand corner, that is located right next to the manager's office and the employee break room, strategically done so that we have a lot of employee traffic over in that particular area. So we've got some extra eyes there. Also, too, it's the check stands are between the alcohol location and the entrance and exit. Again, that's a strategic placement of that display. Next slide. I always like to let everybody know that we do have seasonal flowers, which is always very popular, which is actually a very popular item. Next slide. We have a full assortment of snacks. You can go ahead and the next slide. Obviously, we have our checkout stands, and we offer a big variety of products there. That's our natural and organic section. Next slide. Again, we take pride in the great number of produce that we have to offer. It's very, very popular at our store. Next. Again, just a wide assortment of all sorts of different grocery and consumer goods products. Next one. And again, produce, very proud of the produce. Consumer goods. We do offer deli meats, chilled products there. Next slide. Again, fresh salads. Next slide. Canned goods, and then more. Next slide. Anyway, this is we do take pride in ourselves in our alcohol display. We do offer a lot of the local craft beers at our locations there, and this evening we're here to ask for the ability to be able to get a Type 21 license, which would allow us to sell beer, wine, and distilled spirits. We have a large variety of wines, and we have grown to find that all of our consumers want the convenience to be able and go do their daily grocery shopping at our store, and then also be able to make that ancillary purchase of alcohol. So anyway, with that, we appreciate your consideration, and I'm available for any questions that anybody might have.
Yes, open it up. Councilmember Prania.
Thanks. Just real quick, I'm very familiar with Grocery Outlet in South City on El Camino, and I'm curious the square footage between the Daly City old Walgreens location where you're going to be and the South City store. Do we have an idea?
They're pretty close in size. I mean, our the typical footprint is going to be as low as 10,000 square feet and sometimes up to, say, about 17,000 square feet. So so we're going to be in that. Well, this is 13,000, and that one's probably 13 to 15,000 square feet as well.
And when you have sales, do you have a percentage where how much alcohol would be sold? I mean, I'm assuming, just like anybody else, you go in, you buy groceries, you want a bottle of wine or whatever, you grab what you need and your groceries and off you go. So it's not like, and I do appreciate the fact that you put the alcohol on a, in a spot where it's not easy for someone to put a bottle in their backpack and run out the door or whatever. So I appreciate that. Do you have guards?
No, we don't employ security guards, and we're not anticipating. Well, at least in the stores in this area here, we're not anticipating needing a security person. Interestingly about Grocery Outlet, we operate with a what we call an operator model. It's not a store manager. This person has a vested interest in this store. They're partners, so to speak, and it's usually a couple that's local to the area. And what you're going to find with that is they are very proactive because this is their business. It's the only business that they own. They're there, golly, probably 80 hours every week managing the store. And no retailer wants any product to walk out of the door. So these folks manage not only what's going on in the store, but they also take the time to go outside and look what's going on there too. So what we have found is by having that kind of model, we have very, very proactive owner operators, and we haven't had to have that a security person in many of our stores. From time to time, they have employed security guards, but we don't see any reason for that.
Okay, perfect. And real quick, then I'll pass it on. Michael, can I ask you a question, please? You mentioned something about in the vicinity, there's seven that
Yeah.
sell alcohol.
That's
And-
correct.
And did something change from the time those permits were given, the 7, to now where you said we should only have 2?
Well, it has to do with the census tract in which this particular address is located. 6100 Mission Street is in a census tract that where 2 type 21 licenses are permitted.
Correct.
There are 7. So the City Council of Daly City over the years has granted PCNs to each of the ones that were over 2. So we've granted 5 PCNs in this area.
Within how much time? Many years?
Over many years.
Many years.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And there's a map that shows them as an attachment to the staff report.
I see, yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mayor.
Of course. Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Michael. So I remember, I think, is that our chief? Yeah, our chief, when they had when it was Walgreens, maybe it'll be different because it'll be grocery outlet. But if they had, what were the stats on I think they had a lot of shoplifting in Walgreens or what was one of the reasons that they shut down. Of course, the grocery outlet is totally different than Walgreens and where they position their alcohol as well, and the way the management's totally different. So there's no comparison. But just to be aware in that area, I didn't know if we had any stats on just so they're aware of that area and what happened to the Walgreens. Because I know there were multiple calls for our PD that had to answer for shoplifting. And I think there's shoplifting. So would it be possible, maybe we could ask the chief that?
Sure.
Mayor?
And we can certainly do that. The chief can come and answer
Oh,
any questions.
yeah.
Item number
Yeah, I saw
3
that.
on page 2 has some stats on
But-
crime at this location.
Is it because it's a different type of retail? So when she was speaking of Councilmember Perano, I agree, South City, they actually have that mechanism. And I think it's the grocery outlet that did it, where it says, "You are now being filmed, you are now being filmed." I don't know if it'll become necessary, but I know as you go along, because it's an area that they're going to be new at. If it does, I'm sure they'll keep watch. But if it is a highly trafficked area where there's a lot of shoplifting and working with obviously our police department, that if you would, they would probably be amenable to whatever security guard or some voice activism. It's very interesting. It's something that sits in the parking lot of that South City, and it says it constantly, "You are being filmed," so about keeping them from shoplifting. And they have one security at the door.
So obviously, as we touched on,
Yeah.
shoplifting is something that we do
hope
our
not.
absolute best to try to mitigate. Unfortunately, it is there. We certainly do work very, very closely with law enforcement. We don't want loitering. Loitering
good.
chases away your really good customers. If you're feeling uncomfortable about the people that are in the parking lot, you just won't come. And so we do that. Another thing, interesting comparison between us and a drugstore is, a lot of those drugstores didn't have a whole lot of employees.
Right.
We have a lot of employees compared to them, and that's why I pointed out that, hey, in the break room, we've got people coming and going all the time. And therefore, that in and itself is a deterrent for people trying to walk out because there's a lot of eyes on there. And, hey, certainly we take this very, very seriously about, shoplifting and the safety. We think we can operate here safely and securely, but hey, if we see that there's a problem, we will definitely take action.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni.
I'll go after Vice
Okay.
Mayor and then.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I like to always start with the good parts first.
Okay.
I like to say nice shirt.
Yeah, I got the memo.
That's why I kind of closed my jacket, because if I open it, start with the good stuff first. The other good part is I'm familiar with the store in South City. Daly City is 7.7 square miles in size. The distance between your location and South City, for your information, will be 3.5 miles. So just as an FYI. The other good part that I see with having a grocery outlet, we don't have amenities such as that in the northern part of our city, and I think it's sorely needed. I think Grocery Outlet offers a mechanism to make purchases. In other words, I would go to Grocery Outlet. I've driven to South San Francisco many times because I'm tired of buying bulk at Costco, and it ends up getting spoiled. So having a grocery outlet, I think would be great. In the absence of a grocery outlet, we have Smart and Final, and it's similar. Would you kindly go to the slide presentation showing the location of the alcohol dispensary part? I think you made mention top left corner,
Yep,
and it's near the cashiers.
yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, the cashiers is near the exit.
Well, the exit is on the bottom left, and the alcohol is in the top left. And then
Yeah, but
there's
where's the-
4 cashier stations between.
Right.
Yes,
So the ingress and egress is at the bottom left.
correct.
Okay, because I was concerned, because if we're looking at that, if that was on the left side by the cash registers, the doors to exit, I think we might have a problem there, because they can just run out. And yet, when you come into the store, you specifically have to walk over to that area.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Northern part, what was there before, Mr. Longhausen?
There's a Walgreens.
I generally try not to ask a question unless I already know the answer. Did Walgreens have a liquor license, a 21?
Walgreens did not have a liquor license.
Okay. Security, shared. Oh, okay, in regards to the cameras out there in the lots, I'm very familiar, as Councilmember Di Giovanni had made mention. Every so often, like every 15 minutes, even when I sit in the car, you are being monitored. And it's good, because you have to think twice whenever you hear that. Oh, okay. But I'm also of the opinion that if you've done nothing wrong, you fear nobody. I would think that would be a shared expense with everyone in that particular area, if there's other stores there. But if I'm not mistaken, so you would have the whole lot, everything.
Essentially, yeah. It's a single building with its own parking lot. And there's some other commercial businesses around there, but that's it. And, it's interesting because in this day and age, you would think that most people would know that there's cameras everywhere.
Absolutely.
But
Right.
it does amaze me that some people.
Yeah, but cameras everywhere, but it's different between camera where it's surreptitious recording and you not know, but if you're in public, you don't have privacy rights. But what's the difference in South San Francisco? There's an audio warning, and not everybody knows that. Egress and ingress into that lot is on what side of the street?
I believe I'd have to see the aerial photo.
Anybody?
It has an ingress and egress on 3 sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, accessibility is always important. It's, for ease of people to get in and out of your location.
Okay. How many parking spots do you have? Or are you going to be doing any repaving of the lot? Does it need it?
Well, we have always, tried to do some, facade changes and upgrades to all of our stores because sometimes when you come into a store that was occupied by another tenant that went out, oftentimes there's a lot of deferred maintenance. And so Grocery Outlet, of course, wants to go in and have a really nice parking lot, a new facade. We make a big deal out of our grand openings. All of you will get an invite to that. And because we do feel strongly that the outward appearance of the store is very helpful in attracting people to come into the store. So if there are, and hey, I've seen Grocery Outlet, hey, they're a meaningful tenant to landlords, and I know they're real estate people, and they negotiate very, very strong contracts that talk about, maintenance and compel the landlord to do certain improvements. In this case, I don't know the specifics, but I've seen this over the years that they demand a lot out of their landlords, and then they're willing to invest their own money because they're committed to be there for a very, very long period of time.
All right. As for the renovations and modifications, looking at the pictures, when you showed some of the pictures, as soon as I saw the first picture, if I didn't read this agenda and knew it was Grocery Outlet, I could tell by the picture it's a grocery outlet. So, I mean, I could walk into a building and say, oh, okay, this is Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is Walgreens, so, okay, but I think it's a good thing coming, and especially again for that northern part of Daly City, which it tends to be lacking. I'm concerned about the over concentration, but at the same time, I want to see the business thrive, but at the same time, to protect our community as well. So, I'm aware of that, and as I get more further information, but I thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate the fact that Grocery Outlet is even thinking about coming to Daly City. Thank you.
I'm excited to be here, seriously.
Thank you. Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, with Grocery Outlet, I remember growing up on Grocery Outlet when you had one in the Mission, and then it became Best Buy. Like, this is many, many, many years ago. But I think it is such an essential for communities, especially with the rise of groceries nowadays. And having alternative ways to have cheaper groceries is a need. I know today you're here for the alcohol license in that respect, but I don't see a grocery outlet without that.
Correct.
I've seen your stores in the past where it's in the corner, and I learned something new where the manager's offices were in those corners. But the footprint of it, I feel, it's not a large footprint of where the alcohol is. And then also, I think it's just what I'm hearing from you is depending on the store owners, there will be, if there's a need, there could be some changes towards some potentially maybe if there's a need for a guard in the future, or what I'm hearing from my colleagues around the parking lot sound attendant, right? That could be possibilities in the future. But what I'm hearing from you now, like right now, it's like, let's see how it works and functions. And then from there, because the owners are very involved, this is their own business, that, they're going to care for it deeply and obviously don't want, anything stolen or whatnot. So I feel that, I think that although it's highly concentrated there, I'm definitely amenable to have Grocery Outlet have that liquor license because it's kind of part of the grocery. It's like a huge grocery. And that it's it's like all the other stores that you all have. I've seen it. Yeah, And I just wanted to share that it's great to see that you all are here now. I did attend the International Council of Shopping Centers, what do you call it, a conference?
Yeah.
Where there was definitely a need to fill a vacancy in Walgreens. And that conversation was there to see if Grocery Outlet could come to Daly City. And I am just happy to see that come to fruition. You never know where it may lead, but to see that we're at this stage means that you are very close to where you need to be. As mentioned, that area lacks a grocery store. There's smaller groceries, but I'm sure that not only Daly City residents, but we're at the borderline of San Francisco. And instead of them coming over all the way to South San Francisco, they'll probably head over to the one closest to them. And so you'll have not only Daly City residents and San Francisco residents right nearby. And so that just economically, it just helps our city in that realm to be able to. So I'm excited to see Grocery Outlet come to the table and come to Daly City. I think that many of our residents and neighboring cities will definitely. You all have done a wonderful job. I've seen how you've also, I think, Grocery Outlet, the chain itself, has looked at what the necessities are for communities and even have their own brand that is, from Grocery Outlet. And so, we're excited to see you there. Although there's a heavy amount of smaller stores, I think with your larger footprint, it makes it a no-brainer to have you have the liquor license to your grocery store. So that's where I'm at. Thank you.
I guess my comments would be just knowing the market of that area. What's the difference between what Grocery Outlet is going to be selling in terms of their alcohol products compared to the small mom and pop liquor stores that we have in that area?
Well, one was on the slide that I left up there, which was the craft beer.
Okay.
We certainly provide a lot of local craft beers, and we're very proud of that. Also, too, our variety of wines. That's a big draw for a lot of people, is that we have a wide variety of wines.
I think just from my comments, it's such a small footprint. It's like 4% of the store in terms of the alcohol that's going to be used, or that area that's going to be used to sell alcohol. And I'm just also in gratitude that, a Grocery Outlet's going to be in that area to activate that area. I think my concern was to keep that area or that business spot where Walgreens was at vacant for so long. And I was like, when are we going to get something in? And we've seen that in terms of Daly City, in terms of having everything from Pacific Super to now Seafood City and Jagalchi that's coming in, and now we have Grocery Outlet. And so I'm just really grateful that Grocery Outlet is considering Daly City and to have occupying that area to get that place activated once more. Councilmember Piranha, go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah,
hear you.
I totally agree with everything that's been said, and I would just put a bug in your ear, because hopefully this will be wonderful, and I don't have to go to South City anymore. I go spend my money in Daly City when I go to Grocery Outlet, so I like that. And hopefully it's going to be a huge success, so then you can open another store in the Bay Shore. Wouldn't that, yeah, maybe, over there. That way, we don't have one in the Bay Shore, do we?
I think Viz Valley.
There's none there, but there's one borderline. So on Bayshore Boulevard, there's a Grocery Outlet that is on Bayshore, but it's on the borderline of Sunnydale and like close to the Geneva area.
Ah, so that is close.
So yeah, see, I shop with y'all. I know where the locations are. So I go to SF and I go to South City. So yeah.
Well, regardless, I am excited because then now I will spend my money when I go to
Daly
Grocery
City.
Outlet in Daly City.
There you go.
Same
So
here.
thank you.
Great to
Yeah,
hear.
thank you. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, no
Council.
worries. Yeah.
All right, so in terms of moving forward, so our council determination, do we do a,
You can, the council can either make a motion to approve the PCN or a motion to deny it.
okay. So can we have a motion to approve the PCN?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, voice, or no, roll call.
Yes, that's correct.
Ms. Di Giovanni,
Definitely yes.
Ms. Perano,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester,
Glenn Sylvester, aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Dr. Rod.
Aye. All right, so motion passes.
May I
Thank
make
you.
a quick comment?
Yes.
I know the motion is passed.
Yeah, go right
Just
ahead.
a little bit of nostalgia and trivia. Who's been in Daly City for a long time? Wasn't there a car dealership down there at 6100 Mission? Was that Daly City Chrysler Plymouth? Anybody know? Tom, do you know?
San Pedro Road.
No, not San Pedro. It's on
It
Mission
was
Street.
down there?
Near the funeral home.
Really? It was down, I don't remember that car. I mean, we had
Okay.
one, where the old Walgreens is, that was Chevrolet. Where the Walgreens is on San Pedro Road,
No, I
that's the
think-
only car dealership I
No,
remember.
that's where I bought my first car in 1971, a Plymouth Barracuda, and I wish I still had it.
Oh,
I just
wow.
wanted to bring that
Oh,
up. So
wow.
anyway.
At the site. You bought it at the site.
At the site. And, damn, they say you old.
Barracudas are nice, though.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to appointments, board commission membership, committee appointments. Are there any appointments? Right, seeing none? Oh, wait. We have one.
No, I
Okay.
adjournment.
Seeing none, off to item number 11, council committee reports. Are there any council committee reports? Seeing none, we'll head off to item number 12. Are there any city council reports?
Oh, well,
You could go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that we had a beautiful Veterans Day presentation. I'd like to thank our city manager and his staff and all the staff that attended. It was well attended. It was beautiful. You had a lovely gentleman, Tom, the gentleman who sang. He was a veteran, and it, Malcolm Conway, and it was and was I didn't catch which he was in what war.
The Air Force?
He was in the Air Force.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he did a lovely job, and it was well. It was again. It was well attended. I'd also like to thank the staff for the yummy lunch that was served after. So that was awesome, and also I was happy to attend briefly, and Councilmember Jesselyn Manalo was there for the Harvest Dinner celebration at Holy Angels, which we were invited to. And although I had another hat on, I attended the Coma Veterans event. And the reason I wanted to make mention of that, because I was there as Daly City Coma Chamber of Commerce Director. But they had a beautiful quilt presentation. I've never seen that before. And there's, I'd love to see that happen more often. But there's an organization all over the country, and they, these ladies and gentlemen make quilts, special quilts, and then they present them to veterans. And it has their name on it, and they're all unique, and that touched me because I saw that and I said, it's terrible because my other hat is Duggan's, and I thought they can have that all the way, you know, take them to heaven, you know, have that beautiful blanket to enjoy. And what these ladies and gentlemen make, these quilts are beautiful. So that was it. I don't think I forgot anything else. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes. I think you forgot something. No, I'll say it in my part. Anybody else has city council reports? Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, I know that we had Faith in Action come in today, and I just wanted to say some comments. I just want to say thank you to staff for really ensuring that we communicate to the public that when you do go on our website, you know, the statement of our values are right there when you open our website. When you read that statement, it does link to resources to know your rights, and the very same information and phone number that the organization has brought forth to us is actually there. And so I think, you know, it's important for community members to know that, you know, we are working collaboratively and that it's linked to the county's website to get that information. And it's the exact rapid response hotline that they mentioned earlier. I've had, and this is just me in my personal capacity, I just want to share that I have had red cards and orange cards that I have passed out to whether it's businesses or individuals, just in my own personal capacity, because I know that, you know, this is a very hard time for many, and that even those moments where we see the volunteers in the audience, you know, being part of the organizing, I think, you know, each and every one of us in we can do our part. And so I just wanted to share that. Also had the opportunity to give the oath to our newest Recreation Commissioner, Adonis Marcelino, who joined the Recreation Commission last week. And so as someone who is a Jefferson alumni, and also a voice for our Daly City businesses. It's great to have him on board. I wanted to also share that I was able to join Mayor Das Magbawal, who was there at the Vagina Monologues, and want to thank him that as a male, being there really shows so much support, where this is about ending violence against women. And, you know, I had Giselle with me, but we're outside because it's a lot if you ever watch Vagina Monologues. But I wanted to make sure to witness when they called all the men leadership in the audience to take on really an oath to be able to be an advocate for women, and also just that solidarity shows so much, because we know it's not only the women, but it's also the men understanding what they can do. So that was a really, I think, a moment that's always touching to see. And thank you for your solidarity, Mayor, and supporting to end violence against women. Also was able to congratulate the new Teamsters, the head of 350, Robert Sandoval, which was really wonderful to see that he has now taken on that leadership. There was Assemblywoman Catherine Stephanie, Senator Scott Wiener, Assemblymember Matt Haney, and also Supervisor David Canepa, definitely showing support in this new leadership. And then Ceremony Center on Halloween. Oh my goodness. It was always a celebration, and I was able to join Supervisor Canepa and also Council Member Teresa Proaño. She had her grandchildren, I had my kids, but we were able to pass out candy. And I think that's just some of the joys that you get to do when you see all the really like happy faces and unique costumes at ceremony. I think it's always been a tradition. My new old neighbor, my neighbor who grew up next to me, or next to the house she grew up in, moved back into her home, you know, when her parents passed, and now she lives there with her kids. And her husband's like, what do you guys do here in Daly City for Halloween? And I was like, oh, no, we're going to go to the mall. And then he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I know ever since we were young. You go to Ceremony Mall. And so keeping up with that tradition. And also with Vice Mayor, we were able to attend the swearing in at the Broadmoor for the Broadmoor Police for the commander of Dom Gamboa. And so I was able to be with Vice Mayor and his wife at that occasion, at that same Saturday. And then also just recently was able to go to the Harvest Festival. We just were like passing ships. Councilmember Prano and I, she came and then I like was there, but was able to be there at Holy Angels at their annual Harvest Festival. Really always such a delight as well every year to see their amazing event for the kids. Also wanted to share that same Saturday, I was able to go to the Classic Bowl because it was Faleo's first annual tournament for bowling. And so I think they are going to continue to do that. So I was able to do that. I want to say thank you to our city manager who does, and I'm going to echo our council member Prano, who's done an excellent job honoring our veterans and really, creating space for our veterans every year. And I know that's something that, you take to heart, and I've seen it really develop. And so thank you so much. I know I was only able to catch the tail end of that, but it was wonderful to also meet the veteran with you. I, early that morning, was able to go and meet the seniors at Lincoln Park. It was really wonderful for their tea party, and to join them for a little bit until I had to go to San Francisco for my work event. But it was such a joy. They had all their wonderful hats. They had matching umbrellas, and it's just like literally like I feel like their events are like lifelines for them because they get to be in community with one another. And always hearing their stories of, where they work, they're retired now, but so I want to say kudos to the recreation staff that always do so much and really build a space for our seniors there. Oh, you know what? We forgot a meeting. And this is why my calendar is my guide. So prior to this, if you for city clerk, this goes into council committees, right? We did meet with the Northern Carpenters. Mayor and I know it's so busy. That's why I'm like, wait, we did have a committee meeting. And so we did meet with the Carpenters in regards to the request. The city manager was there, the Northern Carpenters, I think there was about 4 or 5 of them represented. And so we're just in continued conversation around that request. And so I wanted to be able to share that. I'm like, that's why this calendar is the one that helps me. And I think, okay, almost there. Last one, Project Read in South San Francisco. It was really wonderful to see DC PLA compete. It was wonderful to see all the teams there. But Project Read is such a wonderful organization. They did mention they want to bring some of their projects over to Daly City around bringing like literacy to both the children and the parent. And so they shared that. And then lastly, oh my gosh, it's been so busy. I was able to join Mayor, and maybe he'll speak. I'll let him speak on that one, which is huge. He'll speak on it from USF. But I also joined the Pangasinan Day celebration, in which was wonderful to witness the community event, because we know that we've also partnered with the Pangasinans, being able to bring folks from that region over here to see what we're doing, and what they're doing in such a large footprint in the Philippines. And so that's it. I'm done, and there's nothing else. But I was like, that's why I remembered. Oh, we did have a committee meeting. I would have forgot if I didn't look at my calendar there.
Me
So I
too.
appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. I forgot too. I was like trying to speed read through my calendar. Are there any other city council reports?
I'll make mine real short. So I'll also make it brief just for brevity, so
Okay.
the mayor can tell his as well. Assembly members Catherine Stephanie held a scam event at Colma Community Center, and it was very well attended for the seniors. There was a lot of interesting things that I had never thought about. There's a new law that's come into effect from Governor Newsom, where you are able to go to a website and you're able to delete all your information in one, not just one click at a time, but in almost one click for different things, to remove your like your brother's information, your uncle, everything about where you lived and everything else. So it hasn't come into effect yet, but that's one of the things that she had a presentation. And then the scams about contractors. And I never knew that if you only spend $1,000 or under, that they don't really have to come in and get a permit. So that comes to be a little shaky for that. So they had the California representation of where people can call and about fraud. And then also our Daly City Police, I guess they gave the ending part, as they always do, spectacular for the assembly member, and supported her in her presentations, which was fantastic and well received. The other thing was that the big highlight, and I think Mr. Chu just left, is that a big thank you to the council and to our city manager, Mr. Chu. There you are, Mr. Chu, and Shirley. At Zeta Manor, they had their celebration of the stop sign, and Miriam wanted to convey. I have a little something that I'll give to the city manager tomorrow when I can drop it off, that he'll have for also you and Shirley. I'm gonna share it. She gave it specifically for one for you, and then for Shirley, and I'll just put their name and give it to the city manager. And I'll have something in your box for those that were not able to attend, that Miss Miriam gave me to give to you. So it was fabulous, great food sharing, and they're looking forward maybe having an annual one now. So they're so excited, and then it's the power of the people, and that you had the patience and the will, and then the city manager put it all together. And that's what it's about, the little things, right? So stop sign and good food and good people. So that was a great celebration. Thank you very much. That's it. I'll just make those two for now.
Okay.
Hold off until next time.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
go
It's
ahead.
so hard to remember everything, Mr. Mayor. So I just wanted to say I was also in attendance for the stop sign celebration. And I just want to acknowledge our city manager, Tom Picolotti. Thank you so much for stepping out. I remember when you stepped out of the meeting and you went out to Marianne and offered your card and letting her know how do you work together. And so I just want to acknowledge that we have a great executive leader that listens to community, along with the wonderful work with Richard. It was really beautiful to see, people have waited so many years for this. Over 40 years or so. And so having the stop sign there, it was a beautiful moment. And so the organizers, like when you think about a neighborhood, like small block party, that's just what it was. Good energy, and folks really happy. And I just want to say thank you so much to the work that you've done. I'm grateful to have witnessed the iterations at the two meetings that I was able to attend with the community, where all the hard work was presented. I know that even at that one meeting, we're like, okay, they're like, oh, I think we know what they want. And we don't need a third meeting. I remember it being like, I don't think we need a third meeting because we hear very clearly that they want a stop sign. And I think the part that is the best feeling to hear is when the community members said, we don't feel scared anymore when we're trying to make a left. Like now we feel more at ease. And that even that moment where they're like, we always would be like, oh no, when the sun is shining to the left, like, having that bit of fear, but now they feel relieved. And I think that was the part that many of them shared. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for all your hard work and comments. Just 2 updates. I just want to talk about the mayoral walk that we had at City Heights, and just want to thank Maybel Manio, Leleana Ramos, and our city manager, Tom Piccolotti, for supporting our small businesses out there. We had a chance to meet the owners of Chibog and House of Sylvanas. Also, we had time to meet with the California School of Martial Arts, and also meeting with the owner of Shine Thai and Kanom. And I was also joined by Teresa Prano, wearing her other hat, with the Daly City Chamber of Commerce, along with Adrian Tessier, to meet the owners in there and kind of seeing like the renovations. They've painted, they're going to be replacing some awnings over there, and just and we were able to purchase some goodies over there, break bread with everybody, and dang, I felt like I need to go run like a marathon after eating over there, and all the goodies. So I just want to thank Council Member Piranha for indulging us in a lot of the desserts and the food. So that happened on November 7th.
And it didn't, what I took home lasted a day to the morning. That was it. That was great.
And also was able to join by Councilmember Manalo and the Yuchenko Philippine Studies program. They're celebrating their 25th year of Philippine Studies at University of San Francisco. I believe there's only like 2 Philippine Studies centers or programs in the whole nation, and they're both in the Bay Area. So one is City College of San Francisco, and the other one is the Yuchenko Philippine Studies program at University of San Francisco. And as alumni over there, I'm just really appreciative of the work that they do there. And a big shout out to the outgoing chair of the program, Dr. James Sars Diaz. And he was able to, and his staff was able to put together a great program with Pulitzer Prize winner Jose Antonio Vargas. He's a SF State alumni, former journalist for the New York Times, and for his work talking about his experience being an undocumented Filipino immigrant and his work with Define America. And he got to interview I think the only native-born Philippine-born Maria Ressa, Nobel Peace Prize winner, and she talked. Her work is so genius, and I want to invite everybody to learn from her book. Her book was called How to Stand Up to a Dictator, about the Duterte years, but most importantly, how has social media and its algorithms played a huge role in terms of social engineering people to vote a different way, and how algorithms have played such an impactful way. She talked about how over 71 or 72%, based on the Cambridge study, talked about how our world has now shifted towards a very fascist and very conservative world. And her work is very, very grounding. It's scary, but also encouraging at the same way, in terms of keeping people that are in charge of social media accountable towards more of a public owned instead of a profit-driven social media. And her work, it was so substantial in terms of talking to our community, not just here in Daly City, but worldwide. And she is a person that's been a world traveler going from city to city around the world, speaking from the mountaintops in terms of how dangerous this is. And she was talking about how colonization didn't leave, but it has gone online. And it's about how we can encourage our communities to become more savvy in terms of media literacy and social media literacy, because with the advent of AI, it's getting to become a very scary place on what is fact. And she places so much stock about, if we can't have fact, we cannot have truth, and if we can't have truth, we cannot have trust. And I just want to speak and reiterate her messaging with that. Facts are important. If we can't have facts, we can't have truth. We can't have truth, we can't have trust. And us as policymakers, we've got to keep those that are in power, including us, accountable to that. So with that, thank you for all the work that everybody's doing inside and outside Daly City, in our communities. So with that, we off to item number 13. Are there any staff reports?
Yeah, through the chair, I'll be real brief.
Yes.
Just want to thanks for the acknowledgement of the work that we do, but it's a staff. From top to bottom, it's a staff. I'm just able to sit here and steer. But the other thing I wanted to mention was that the mayor suggested that we refresh the website a couple weeks ago, and we've done that. And we're also working on some more improvements in multiple languages as well. So
Okay, thank you.
for the rapid response hotline and the link to this county. So thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much, City Manager. Okay, with that, we have off to adjournment. Are there any adjournments? Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Yeah, I'll make mine real short. Sadly, the 25-year-old police officer named Lauren Craven, she was from La Mesa. She was struck and killed in the line of duty while helping another motorist in another collision. Her dream had always been to be a police officer, and she's very small in stature, and she did a lot of working out, and it was her big pride, and I believe she was only on the force 1 to 2 years, so it was really a hard knock because she was only 25 years old. The other one is that most of us know that how sadly the typhoons have been in Cebu, and we have a lot of people in our community who have family members over there, and that it seems like it doesn't stop. And also in Jamaica as well. So we need to continue praying for them and those that have been lost to these natural disasters. And I think to the mayor's point about when he speaks about corruption and social justice, that some of that could have really been prevented. So that to me is when when elected officials take money and then they're supposed to be for special projects, and then the typhoons hit, and that some of those loss of lives really could have been. I think that it's a big wake-up call, and it's really sad. So it's time to end that for those people who are underserved in that area. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. I'll go ahead and hand it off for adjournment in memory to Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I actually have two, but one I'm going to defer for our next council meeting because I don't have a biography, obituary for the particular person. But as a heads up for Laura Walsh, she's the wife of Tom Walsh, who happens to be a council member of Colma. It's her mom who passed away, and for the Jewish tradition, the mom was just buried yesterday. So tonight they're kind of busy with some sort of it's something that they have. So I'll adjourn in memory of her at the next council meeting. But I would like to adjourn in memory of Ronald J. Artali. He passed away peacefully on Columbus Day of October 13, 2025 at John Muir Hospital in Concord. And something, there's a lot to this that I'm going to tell you, but it's really personal for me because I've worked with this person before in the past. And he's a good police officer. And he took this to his grave. It's his passing that I found out. He was born Ronald Sylvester Justin, and I never knew that. And but for some reason, he did have his name change, and the parents had separated when he was about 4 years old. So his mom, they went to Sicily with the intent of finding a husband, and they found one, and they ended up coming back here to the United States. Ron grew up in San Francisco and graduated from Galileo High School in 1968. He went on to earn an AA in arts degree from San Francisco City College in 1970, where he went through the San Francisco Police Academy and became a cadet, and worked for the San Francisco Sheriff's Department and the U.S. Postal Service as an inspector until 1972. When he decided, you know that song by Gladys Knight when he says he sold his car and it didn't work out for him? The name escapes me. There's a song by Gladys Knight, The Pips, and this made me think about it, where he sold his car, his 68 Mustang, and traveled to Europe and Egypt for a year. The trip was one of the best things he had ever done in his life, and he talked about this time fondly for the rest of his life. Once he returned from the trip, he embarked on the long and dedicated career with the San Francisco Police Department, where he served with distinction for more than 30 years. The highlight of Ron's career was his 12 years on the SFPD Mounted Patrol Unit. Now, the Mounted Patrol Unit is the horses. If you were to join SFPD tomorrow and you sign up to go onto the horses, it'd take you 25 years. And he called his horses Chub and Bullet. The time he spent with the unit, he combined his love with animals and his deep commitment to public service, a role that brought him great pride and joy. Before starting his family, Ron was a big brother with big brothers, big sisters for many years, offering mentorship and friendship to youth in his community. He was also a proud and active member of the Knights of Columbus, St. Agnes Parish chapter, where he formed a lasting friendship and lived out his faith through service. He was a peer counselor for West Coast Post-Trauma Retreat, a program to help current and former first responders recover from work-related stress, including post-traumatic stress injury. And the reason why I bring that up, and I think is a very good, important thing to know, in 2003, after a surgical complication from a work-related injury, Ron became a paraplegic. During this life-changing challenge, he faced every day with remarkable courage, humor, and grace. His strength of spirit and determination to live fully inspired everyone who knew him. The new life getting around in a wheelchair was a major challenge for him, and it was hard for him to accept that he wouldn't be able to do many of the things he wanted to do in his retirement years. His life was different in a way he could have never imagined, and with the support of family and his friends, he made the best of his new life situation. He was active in a local support group for quads and paraplegics where he met others in similar situations, and they all supported each other. Ron loved to cook and preparing all kinds of foods, but he was especially known for his delicious Italian dishes, the food of his childhood and a reflection of love for his family heritage. He enjoyed activities such as wood carving, smoking cigars, watching old westerns, and spending time with his family in retirement. Ron is survived by his wife of 48 years, Christina Artali, who has always been at his side for the rest of his life, and a dedicated caregiver. He is survived by two sons, Rich and Ron, and he is also survived by his beloved younger sisters, siblings, Sister Leonore and Brother Dave. He will be remembered for his warm resilience and unwavering love for his family. His legacy lives on in the hearts of all who knew and loved him. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester. Next, we have Councilmember Manal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to adjourn in memory of Marico Enriquez. And this is something that his son mentioned. On Tuesday, October 7, 2025, I lost my dad. Ever since I was a kid, he was always on the go. I think we all remember that. He's always moving. An engineer by day, an entrepreneur by night. I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. He was a successful businessman, a leader in the Bay Area Filipino community, and an active member of the church. Whenever you were with him, he was walking 5 steps ahead like he was running late for a meeting. In recent years, kidney disease began to slow him down, and it was heartbreaking to watch his health decline. Even then, his mind was still racing ahead, but his body just couldn't keep up. He will always be remembered for who he truly was, a hard-working, funny, and selfless man. No more rushing, Dad, you're home. Marico Calingo Enriquez, March 13, 1943 to October 7, 2025. He also helped found the Filipino American Democratic Club of San Mateo County.
Thank you. And with that, let's honor them with a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Drop that off to you tomorrow, and then